Our next guest spent over 2 decades in the fast-paced world of television news, but after a long struggle recovering from alcoholism, Lissa Bradford followed a new path with a higher purpose. She joins us now with her inspiring story.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you. Glad to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start. Take us back several years ago and where your journey started.
So I had worked in television news and in marketing and publicity, but mostly in the news business for many years, and started in New York. I was in Chicago, I was in Los Angeles, and came to kind of a point in my life where things were not working, and I had to really face, honestly, my alcohol addiction. And I was very blessed to have some people who loved me very much do an intervention on me. And I took the opportunity to say yes to having help. And at that point, everything changed truly in my life. And I was very fortunate to be able to have an opportunity to recalibrate everything and re-examine. It was also at a time in television when the whole business was really changing in a different way. It was around the time of the O.J. Simpson trials. I was very involved in that on a daily basis, the Rodney King trials, and the whole texture of television news, especially in local television, the lines were becoming blurred between news and entertainment. So it really was an opportunity for me to take a hard look at what to do with the rest of my life, and I felt
And you could
called.
not have made a bigger difference than what you were doing now. So tell us about where you are now and what made that really drastic change.
Thank you. So as I got my education and decided to go to seminary and become a pastor, I learned pretty early on that a lot of pastors are very uncomfortable in hospital settings or being around sick people. And it was actually at my mother's own bedside as she was dying 2 days before Christmas on December 23rd, many years ago. That was my first experience with a death. And I realized that I was not freaked out by being around sick people or death and dying. And I felt called to hospice. And so now I'm so grateful to be a chaplain, a spiritual care counselor for Suncoast Hospice, and it's a wonderful place to be.
I was going to say, it's got to be a difficult job, but it's also got to be, I mean, I've been in hospice, I've been in settings to see what they do, and when you look back at your journey now, I mean, does it all make sense? I mean, I know it was a crazy road to get to where you are now, but does it make sense to you? It
does. You know, to say it's a hard job, coordinating live shouts outside the criminal courts building in Los Angeles is a hard job.
That's kind of sad when you say dealing with death is easier than I know, but I get it.
And so what I do on a daily basis really is, it is a calling, I guess. It sounds cliche to say that, but this is not work that everyone is cut out for. And I'm just grateful that God uses me in this place to try to help people. You know, death is not a medical event. Everybody is going to face this. And I believe that helping to teach people to take the fear out of what can be a very peaceful journey with hospice support. And Suncoast Hospice has been doing this for many decades, and I'm just proud to be part of that with them.
As we close here, what's your take home? As people watching this morning, I'm sure they can probably relate to different struggles no matter what it is. Maybe they're on a path of, wait a minute, something needs to change. What's your take home? What do you want people to know?
The takeaway is that there's help available, and I knew long before I admitted my disease that I had one, and there is so much help and support out there. Please reach for it. If you have a moment of clarity and you believe that your life needs to change, take steps to change it.
Do something about it. And then, of course, you're never, you know, on a journey that's too difficult to obviously do what you're doing for a higher purpose, no matter what your past. I love that.
Thank you.
So nice to meet you. We appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.